What is up, you guys? What is up, you guys? Welcome back to this beautiful and abundant channel. It is Mama Manifests here, and this is going to be a daily energy reading, meaning that I try to get one out every day, a give or take. You know, you just never know what the day is going to bring you. But if you found your way here, trust that there is a reason you are here. There's some sort of message in here that you've been asking the universe or God about, right? So yeah, get comfortable. And thanks for hanging out with me. It is not sign specific. And whenever you clicked on it, it's probably when you're meant to hear it. Okay, you guys? So let's jump in. I did do a little bit of a prayer beforehand, but I'm just going to reiterate. I do invite in all beings of unconditional love that would like to be here and help me with this reading. And please help me to be a clear channel for the messages trying to make their way through for the lovely people on the other side of this video at this time. Okay? I got a lot of stuff. I got a lot of stuff going on today, you guys, and I'm hoping my plan is one from each oracle. But you know, a lot of the times the universe has different plans than the ones that our ego created, right? Ultimately, they align with our highest plan and our highest selves, but when we go through these peaks and valleys of life, we can start to get these ideas in the lower vibration, and and they're not always aligned with the highest truth or the highest storyline or what we could be doing. So that's the first message coming through here, right? Expect the unexpected and just be open. Be open to whatever the story is, and trust and have faith that no matter which way it goes, as long as you're taking care of yourself and staying in alignment, it's going to be better than you could have ever imagined in the first place. Okay. So that's what we got going on. Where do we want to start first? I want to start with the angels today, see what virtues. Love the archangels. I did have a feeling that Archangel Raphael was here a couple moments ago. And Archangel Raphael really helps with the heart space and healing. He has a green light, right? And we've been going through a lot of different changes, okay? And with those changes, right, we've had to kind of walk into heartbreak, or it just resulted in heartbreak, depending on the choices we've made or whatever. And that's where we expand. I think we were talking about that in yesterday's reading with the Three of Swords energy. Like, we don't like to see it. We don't like to feel it. It sucks. But it ultimately is what expands our consciousness, expands our heart space, which just expands our life. Okay. So it is a good thing, even though while we're going through it, it doesn't feel that way. So let's see what we got going on. What virtues, what archangels, what do we got here? Oh, wow. Two just fell right out. Okay. So we have Archangel Michael here with enchantment. I did pull some. These have like a chanting prompt on these particular cards. Wow, everything's like really glossy today. These cards are glossy. But I did pull this earlier, and this is just talking about reconnecting with the magic, right? And the lower vibrations, that magic is not. It's just not present. We can't see it. We can't. Our senses can't pick it up. All of that, and so there's a definite need. We've been all business here, okay? And there's something about with this willpower with Archangel Haniel, it's coming out in reverse. So I would take that as the strength card, right? And there's a need to take on courage, and bravery. And that's funny because I actually did a post today and saw a post anyway, and it was all about courage, right? And I think it was Maya Angelou. Courage is the most important of all virtues, because without courage, none of the other virtues are possible. Okay. And I want you to really kind of take that in. There's a reason that quote made it to this video today, right? Nothing else is possible if we don't have the courage to kind of face the things that are uncomfortable. If we feel like, you know, like there's just this sense, it's like, I'm tired, I can't keep going, right? That I'm feeling from this right here. And I get it. And I honor that with you guys. And I feel that, but today it's like just asking you to believe in the magic, right? Believe, get back into a space where you believe. Okay. So those are the messages coming through of those two. Things are changing, guys. Things are changing, and change can be an uncomfortable process, especially if our old programming, right, our subconscious programming before did everything to resist change because it was scary. Okay. And so these are questions we all have to investigate and ask within ourselves. Okay. All right. So let's jump into the work your light and see what share your voice and unbound. Yeah. Okay. We'll see what else comes out. What do we got going on? Oh, wow. Okay. So we got 4 cards. Only one made it on the floor. Okay. And I talked about one. Okay. So we have creating heaven on earth. It's happening, right? It's happening. Even if sometimes we don't feel like we're connected. Sometimes we don't feel like we're aligned, but it really is happening. And that's just a reminder, like all of the work that you have put forth and everything that you believe and have believed is true. They're letting you know. Wow. I just saw 2 feathers float. Wow. They're carrying you right now. I just saw 2 feathers float past this window and right here that it's kind of out of view. I think you guys can see a little bit of it, but I just saw 2 feathers float past and the angels are with you. And it's most important to trust when we don't feel like trusting, when things aren't going our way. Okay. When things aren't going our way. All right, we have Sisterhood of the Rose, Beauty and Devotion, Priestess, Mystic, and Teacher. This is just letting me know that all of you have learned some lessons, and you're going to be taking those lessons and teaching them to other people. Okay, but it's also this devotion to the beauty in life and making a decision that we are devoted to the beauty in life. There's a huge need to tune into the portal of the heart. That's where all of our answers come from, especially if you are a priestess, a mystic, right? It all comes from the heart space. I mean, and we had this yesterday, the ever unfolding rose cracked open. It's happening for you, not to you. Okay. And so really moving out of the place of victim mentality, right? I'm not, I get it. I get it. And I'm not like, but all of this is happening for our liberation. And I would encourage you guys today, especially, whenever something doesn't go quite your way or something makes you feel like you're losing strength, reaffirm to yourself, everything is material for my liberation. Okay. Everything is material for my liberation. It's truly freeing you. Hindsight's 2020. We can always look back on the unfortunate circumstances and see why we needed to go through them. And I think right now is a time that we remind ourselves why we went through those things and understand that the same thing is happening now. It's all happening for our liberation. And you aren't alone. That was a message that came through this morning before I even got on here. You are not alone. The entire world is going through a shift right now. And you're on the forefront of that shift. So it may feel at times from your perception that things are harder for you than others. And that could be true because you're you're on a path of devotion to unlocking your universal heart chakra and ultimately teaching this information to others. It's a much bigger story than just our own story, okay? And another thing I would say is to reconnect with your why. Remember why you started. And that'll help put things back into perspective. Why do you stay devoted to the path? I know right now you kind of feel like throwing in the towel, whatever, but really ask yourself, why did you start the path? Why did you start the path? Okay? I'm going to lose room here. I know these are all sitting here. And then on the bottom of the deck, we have the crumbling. What are you clinging on to? And that's going to be different for each and every one of you. A lot of these readings lately have been about letting go, right? And ultimately, it's letting go of our own plan in search of the higher perspective from, the divine, because they can see things that we sometimes can't see here on earth unless we're in complete alignment. They can see things from a different perspective. And so utilizing that tool and that resource to figure out what we need to must let go of and why we need to let go of it. Okay. I don't want to go too much into that because it's on the bottom of the deck, but it is showing itself. It is showing itself, underneath it all. It feels like things are crumbling around you. Why do things crumble around us? So because they weren't built on They weren't built on a solid foundation. And we need to build everything we're doing with a solid foundation. That way, when the storms come in the future, they can't blow all of our hard work down. Okay? Very important. Very important. Especially when holding the wisdom of the universe, right? And being equipped with that. And being as powerful as you are. Okay? The goddess of all that flows. I am an ocean of creative energy. I give birth to what exists within me. Okay? There's definitely a need to just go with the flow more and putting down the resistance of, again, the story that we think the story should be. And I want to read a little bit more here about, I can't pronounce her name, and that's okay. I'm not mad at myself for not being able to do that. She creates a flow where before there was a block or a stagnation in our life force. When we feel uninspired, right, or stuck in life, I think the enchantment card, the Michael card, is truly outlining lack of inspiration, right? And inspiration is like the life force, the flow. It's what pushes the life force, the flow, right? When we feel uninspired or stuck in life in a creative endeavor, from having a child to writing a book, she is the feminine essence that sets our energy back in motion. As a mermaid, she's a mermaid. She exists both in the world and also in the unseen depths. She can help us dive down deep into the unconscious or into the collective unconscious and retrieve the hidden secrets or the wise pearls that we need to integrate now for our life to flow again, right? We got to go in and see what's blocking the flow. What's blocking us from feeling in alignment with our magic. We need to pinpoint exactly what that is and take our hands off of the hot stove and stop burning ourselves. As the queen of the ocean, she baptizes us to start over, to begin again right now, to let everything become brand new. She encourages us to use water as a ritual to send out our offerings to her, to bless our bodies in a warm bath, or to walk along a body of water and allow its perspective to give us the answer or blessing we seek. So yeah, water is very cleansing. I would definitely recommend a bath, maybe with some Epsom salts, to clear out the old energy that is no longer serving you. It has the tendency to pull that out and purify, right? That's what water does. Or get in a space that's unpopulated by water, like they said in here, just to kind of get your vibration in a place where you can receive. So you don't have all those attachments to, all of the energies going on around you. There's a need to kind of pull away and find your own truth, right? She wants to cleanse us of the thoughts that are holding us back. Why do children calm down after a bath? Why do we feel healed and more centered after a nice long soak? Water is the element that held us in the womb, the return to our first and most primal element, the loss of gravity, the freedom of buoyancy. This allows us to release feelings or thoughts of being trapped or stuck. She reminds you to use your tail. You are not of this earth, you are of the sea. And the meditations, a question to reflect on is, what do I need to bring out of the depths into the material world? Okay, so we're birthing these creations right now. And anything that isn't in alignment with those creations is asking us to let go, so they come in the way that they need to. Okay, that's really what I'm pulling from that as well. Okay, so let's get, yeah, and then we're gonna jump into a little bit of tarot today. We're gonna get a couple more oracle cards and see what the Divine Circus has to offer us today. Thank you. All right, so we got the Steampunk Priestess, okay? Check her out. See what she says to you. There's a lot going on with that third eye right there. Again, it's 7, so we're seeking out information, right? That's what the 7s are all about. It's seeking out new ways, new information. Of how to do things. Okay, let me see here. I want to also, I like sometimes, just these, anyway. 1, 2, 3, trust in what you see. 4, 5, 6, the truths behind the tricks. 7, 8, 9, clarity divine. You shall see what you need to see at the perfect moment it shall be. Wow. So yesterday, our third eye came out in reverse, right? We can't see things. We were in moon energy at the foundation. It's not clear. It's not as if when the sun's out and having clear, crystal clear vision, we can see parts of it, right? But we can't see the whole picture. And it says, when the time is right, even the most confusing situation is going to come into focus, and your understanding of the matter and what you need to do or not to do will be crystal clear. Set an intention for clarity and trust in what you see. So they're asking to set the intention for clarity, right? The bigger picture has been kind of coming into focus very slowly, not on our egoic timeline that we'd like, but it's been unfolding, and just having the patience and discipline within ourselves to do what we know we need to do for ourselves as the truth is unfolding. And not really, when truth is unfolding, we don't want to take a lot of action, okay? We just don't. We don't want to make big decisions. We want to see the whole picture, okay? And that's kind of what this is saying. And just, if you can't see the whole picture right now, if you can't see the finish line or whatever, don't let that deter you from doing what you're doing, right? There's a lot of variables in my life right now, okay? There's a lot of things that, whatever, right? Like, would say I need my attention. But I know that staying in alignment and showing up for you guys is what I need to do, taking care of myself ultimately, and waiting and trusting and having faith that the answers will come in like they always have. And they are, you guys, they are. Beautiful. All right, let's dig a little bit deeper here, and then we'll get a card of guidance from the Starman Tarot. But I'm going to put that to the side for right now. I'm going to put these guys like that, and we're going to start shuffling. And I'm just going to ask again to please be a clear channel. Any messages that would like to come through me. Oh, if you guys want so What a Wonderful World, I think, that song. I could not, it was like on loop in my head this morning. I'm going to link the song down below, right? And just to kind of listen to that and get your vibrations up. And there's so much simplicity. I read the lyrics, and it was just about observing the clouds in the sky and the children growing. Get back to the basics, right? Just appreciate the very, very small things, and then your vibrational rise, and then you'll be able to see clearly again, right? A lot of the times it's because we're sitting in a lower place and we're doing things that are not good for us, that we feel like we can't see clearly. When the answers are there, we just have to rise up to meet the answers, okay? And I feel like for a lot of you guys, that song will help you connect back to the simplicity. And I think after I'm done, I'm going to listen to it with some headphones and just enjoy myself. I love that. Okay. How many more shuffles? Let's do 2 more after this. Doing 2 more shuffles. 1 more. Oh, the Empress and the 3 of Wands. Beautiful. Cut it right there, and then we're gonna go in. We're gonna go in. All right. So okay. So we have the Hermit energy, and how I was with this, the Goddess of All That Flows. When I was reading that, I felt very much Hermit energy, and this is just disconnecting from all of the other voices outside of us. Like, I put my phone on Do Not Disturb while I'm recording these readings, and then I sometimes keep it on Do Not Disturb even when I'm not recording readings, because I appreciate the space. I don't want to connect myself to a bunch of different energies at this time when I can't see things clearly, because I need to see things clearly. So I make a decision for myself to keep, my energy very, very clear at this time. And that's definitely, it's coming out at the center here. There's a necessity for that in your life, okay? And then we have the 6 of Pentacles, which is all about balance and being in receiving mode, to have these things come in, to have the abundance come in. Okay, let's see what's at the foundation here before I start talking. Yeah, things are happening. This is at the foundation. Things are going to start happening. So if you've been feeling like you're been in this stagnant place, I hope you have taken the time to rest up, because things are going to be changing. There's going to be some movement coming up here. Okay, so Let's see what else we got going on here. Okay, we've been taking care of those around us. That's in the past energy. Whew. And then we have the Queen of Swords. Wow. And I think, was she in the future energy yesterday? I can't remember. Okay, but this is crowning us. And it's about cutting out the things that don't serve us at the end of the day. Cutting out things that don't serve us, right? And then we have the King of Cups in the past here. So having a balance between head and heart, okay? Masculine and feminine, right? When we do that, there is still a need, okay? So I feel like we want movement and we want things to change. That's why this is coming out at the foundation. But they're still saying with balance here, which is ultimately the Temperance card, they just call it balance in this deck, there's a need to trust in divine timing. There is a need for patience with self and with life. Just remind yourself, right, about divine timing. Divine timing, the angels are at work. We saw those two feathers fly by the window this morning. They're doing the work in the background. What they need you to do to hold up your end of the bargain, also Six of Pentacles energy, is be patient, trust in their work, trust in yourself enough to do what's best for you while everything is balancing out right now, okay? Because everything is balancing out right now, okay? And really listen with your heart at this time. Right now, it's really important, okay? Yeah, there's no need to rush. I love that we feel like we need to rush here. There's like this feeling of this need for movement, and they're saying things, all the answers are coming, but we're balancing out. We're balancing out. The universe is balancing things out. And so there's a need to kind of take a step back until things are balanced out, right? You don't want to make a decision or do whatever from a place of having, 80% of what you can see of what there is to see here. Okay. And that's what I'm really getting off that. Wow. So we're kind of on defense mode. And with the Nine of Wands, it just indicates you've been on this journey for a minute. You've definitely been somebody, and you're probably saying this right now, like, I've been through so many battles. Well, I've been through so much. I don't know how much more I can take. And they're saying that right now, again, you're balancing out. So there's some things that are coming into your reality that are helping you do that. And just know that you're very, very close, okay? And there's a need to protect your energy with it coming in there as well. What's going out in the universe? They are trying to carry us all to the feeling of victory within ourselves, right? Like to what we are manifesting and what we desire. That's what's going on. So as much as your fear and as much as your ego is telling you stories that you're just not strong enough to do this, that you just need to give up, and whatever those lower level stories are, the universe is saying, no, things are right on track. Trust the process, you guys. And I feel like this is just a reminder reading for a lot of you. Okay. All right. What do we got? Oh, wow. So we have fear of choices. Y'all, I can't. We want to make a choice. We want things to move, but we ultimately feel like we have a fear of it, right? I would say, and I get that, our culture itself is indecisive. Our culture itself gives immediate gratification in so many different ways. And so a lot of the times, we don't even make decisions, but we have to trust in our ability to make decisions. And with the Lovers card, it says on here, a return to good health. But with the Lovers card, I just feel like which 6 too is all about balance and harmony. If you make a decision from what's best for you, right, and what makes you feel healthy and strong, then you can't go wrong here, right? But I get it. And it's just bringing that up to let you know that this is something choices, doing what's best for you, all that stuff is something that kind of triggers you a little bit. And when we get triggered back into lower vibrations, right? And so just understanding that and understanding why it feels like your footing may feel a little off or the ground may seem a little shaky right now. It's because you're moving past the fear of making choices in your life and doing what's best for you. Okay. We're moving past the fears of that, which is good. It's good that it's manifesting in the reality. So ultimately we can take care of it. And if you're watching these readings, you're somebody who takes the initiative to be the best version of you that you can be. And so tap yourself on the back right now. Let's do that first. And then the universe wants us we got 2 kings here. Wow. And a queen. So the universe, right? Be assertive when it comes to what you know is right. So there's a need for assertiveness here. Everything going your way, right? Compassionate, accomplished, charismatic, gifted. But the king of Pentacles, he's disciplined. He is just, he has that, he's just ready to build what he needs to build in his life. Okay. And he ultimately does what's best for him, but he's fair and he's compassionate. Right. And they're kind of asking you to take that on. What brings you stability? Stay disciplined to your work right now. We have some of this creative energy coming out. And for some of you, you just don't feel like doing it. And that's just because there's an elevated viewpoint to be from and pour it all into yourself, whatever it is, whether it's like self-mastery, reading books that are going to take you where you need to go, studying, but pour all that energy back into yourself. Do something that is going to feed your garden in this hermit energy. Take the time for you and do what you need to do, right? Whatever is going to make you a better version of yourself. Study the dictionary. I don't care. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I know that was a really weird, example, but yeah. So on the bottom of the deck, we have the Star. Okay. So there's healing happening right now. There's a need to shift, and turn back on that hope, right? And optimism. And, you're going to be able to move mountains, right? Like you're empowered. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to get one more card to finish this out with a card of guidance from the Starman Tarot. And we will see. It's a beautiful message, you guys. It's a beautiful message. And I know this feeling all so well. It's just like, ugh, I'm done with this. But yeah, that's when it's most important to choose you. To choose you. What do we have? One card for guidance, please. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So we have the 3 of Pentacles. And again, it's with the 9 of Wands on the bottom of the deck, the need to really, really protect yourself from anything that makes you feel in a lower vibration, because that's the only way this little black cloud that we see in this card can kind of get to you. And those are your own fears and your own thoughts and outdated stories, okay? Because that's ultimately what we're doing when we're putting ourselves in situations that jeopardize our own well-being, is it makes us susceptible to the black cloud, right? Storylines that are just so whack, because fear ultimately has no power. Fear needs something to bond onto to be able to become real, right? It needs you. You don't need it. Let's just put it that way. And I want to kind of look at in the book and see what the 3 of Pentacles, but I really feel like it's just like, keep building what you want to build. Keep putting time into what you want to put time into. The 3 of Wands talks about, the 3 of Pentacles talks about, starting and building and doing all of that stuff. I relish creative endeavor and collaboration. Collaboration brings the best success, heightened creativity, the passion, sheer aliveness, and flow of doing something well. Okay. And it kind of wanted to show itself in reverse, which meaning like that part of you kind of feels turned off, and there's just a need, inspiration. So whatever inspires you, and whenever I need to rebuild my inspiration, I go back to like videos of people living lives, like YouTube videos, YouTube channels, people exploring the world, traveling, living their own best life. That's who I tune into. I don't tune into other things of people not living their best life, right? I tune into people living their best life and I get inspired, and then I'm ready to go. And give yourself the time and space to get back into a place of inspiration so you can start fueling your own dreams and what you want, right? We talked the other day, a couple days ago, about us using all this time to fill up our own cup and then going around and being like, do you need some of my cup? Do you need some of my cup? And then when you get back home, there's none left for you to drink, right? And we don't want to do that. It's saying fill up your cup again with this hermit energy, give to yourself, and then build what you want to build. Because ultimately, you can be the King of Cups, right? You can, and the King of Pentacles have more to give if you yourself are filled up, right? And there's a need to kind of fill ourselves back up right now, okay? So those are your messages today. I love you all very much. Again, I recommend listening to that song. I'm going to post it in the description box below, the link to it. Have a listen, have a dance, okay? I love you all so much. Namaste and God bless.